What state of mind are you in right now? That's the question. In order to determine do you think things are getting better or worse with regards to your belief system, essentially, or your internal feeling? How do you feel? Do you think things are getting better, or do you think things are getting worse? That's maybe too broad. It's about everything. But if we take a specific thing, do you think the economy is getting better, or do you think it's getting worse? Or do you think there is a way for it to get better that you would like to feel good about and to entertain that, or to want to manifest the economy getting better? You know, let's talk about men and women. Let's start with women, not for the purpose of misplaced judgment or over critiquing. We'll get to men, right? But let's say if you're a woman and do you believe men are getting better or they're getting worse? Say it like that. Or do you believe Western men are getting how can I say, they're getting sexier, as in they're becoming a more attractive option for you? They are having more security? Or do you see it as that yang energy, that positive energy about it that you feel attracted to, that you see them as having security and all the things that you want, whether it's for a lifetime, whether it's you're interested in a one-night stand, whether you just want some sort of experience with that man, you want to experience his reality, but whatever it is that draws you in, is that energetic? Do you see it as getting better, or do you believe it's getting worse? If you believe it's getting worse, then clearly that will incline you to buy into narratives like Muslim men are really that's the go-to now, because the whole Western system, the security that provided, it's dwindling. But now Islam seems to be taking over the world, and you're going to have a much better quality of life. You're going to Islam, the power structure is very clear. It's going to be very clear what your role as a woman be, and you will feel satisfied that way. The man will be able to provide for you. There may be some caveats, because the Western men who refuse to go into Islam will get their head cut off. Or the women who refuse to obey the men, because it's men first, the thing. So the women who refuse will be stoned to death. But hey, it'll provide you some security for a little bit, and it may have an initial feeling of attraction, and then you may feel inclined to buy into the feeling that Western men, they're a bunch of playboys, they're all dirty, and then you will if you adopt that feeling about them, well then it's clear what you will it's clear what your actions will be. It's clear what your decisions will be. And then as a man, do you see do you see Western women as being getting more attractive or less attractive for you? Do you see them to be a better option or a worse option based on your feeling about what they're doing and how they're processing the experience and deciding to feel about it and deciding to interpret the experience? How do you feel about them? Feel more attracted to them or less attracted to them? So then probably it's clear what your decision will be. You'll go for an Asian woman. You'll move to Thailand, you know, where women don't have that. They don't buy into this narrative that all Western men are just are unattractive and you know, whatever it is, whatever negative energy about it, quality or feeling, or you know what about it that Western women are buying into. No, Thailand women, they're not buying that bullshit. You know, so then Thailand's a much better option for you. Or maybe Japan or China or Russia. You know, maybe Russian women are a better option. You know, they're going to be far less problematic. They're not going to have those psychological algorithms, you know, psychological warfare algorithms, you know, injected into their brain. So that's the question, you know. Are you okay with me having power? Do you think that if me as a Western man, if I'm in a position of power, do you think me as a Western man, left to my own devices, left to my own decision making, left to my own free will, do you think I will use that to do good or evil, essentially? So if you believe that, you know, Western men were getting worse, and if you believe that I'm going to use my free will to commit evil, then does that mean that you will be honest or dishonest about what you think about me, right? When we have an interaction, because then you will justify lying. You will justify lying, because you will believe then that it's your duty to you know, to coerce me and manipulate me, to, you know, to make me feel weaker, to psychologically weaken me, because because your belief is that if I had free will, if I had power, then I would necessarily use it to do evil. So then, of course, you will justify coercing me to be docile and to be subordinate in a neoliberal kind of way. So obviously, that not being the case, it being the real case, that actually, you know, Lars is a very left to Lars's own devices. Lars has no reason to be discriminatory. Like what? Say I have power. I have infinite free will and infinite power. Knowing that I can use that infinite free will and infinite power to do things that would make me feel, that would give me pleasure, that would energize me, that would give me more positive, that would make me feel better about myself, make me feel good about what I'm doing to other people and the environment, and, you know, how I'm, you know, my participation in the universe. You know, why would I want to harm anyone? So that is a false narrative. That is a false narrative. You know. So obviously I don't want to have any. I would like to have less interaction with those types of people that have the belief that, you know, that I need to be re-educated about climate change, or about how to, about how not to be racist, or about how to be tolerant towards transgender people, or what is it? Like, if you believe that I can't make my own decisions, and that the decisions that I make via my own free will and my own power and my own discernment of good and evil, of course I only want to be around people who will not restrict who will not interfere with my own personal interpretation of good and evil, my own discernment. Me as a powerful being, like if you're coming to me for endorsement, this is the thing. This is you got to be very careful with these things. It could be not necessarily a woman, but it could be a man that's coming to me that he sees, Lars has some positivity about him. He has something that he's doing right. So therefore, he wants to he's coming to me for endorsement, or he's coming to me to challenge me and to get me to submit to him, so that to make the power dynamic, the social hierarchy power dynamic thing, he wants it to be in his favor. So he's coming to try to put me in a place that's lower than him, or to get me to subscribe to that belief system. And this is a way to control people, even if the person is more spiritually powerful than you, even if they are have more life force, chi, can charge up more power than you. If you can go and use a mind control kind of on them to force them into a lower position than you, and to force them to subscribe to a belief system that you can predict and manipulate, then you essentially can control them. So this is what men do, this is what girls do. There may be women that may come to me and try to get my endorsement, or get my approval of them, and then the moment I do, then they will push me down. They say, "Oh, Lars, I'm not very attracted to you. You're not very attractive." And then they're like, "He got it." And then they got that. They kind of manipulated the social energy field in such a way that it pushed me down, and they're then basically stealing my energy, essentially, because they wouldn't have been able to, they're using my endorsement and my support. They're getting me to support the belief system that I'm not attractive to them or something. And if I then use my power to endorse the belief system that I'm not attractive to them, or I'm not attractive to that person, or I'm not attractive in some way, shape, or form, then it's me that's powering that thing up, that's keeping me below them. But they know that because they're smart. And whatever, like of course, women being physically, sure, there's outliers. There are some women that are, perhaps very good at martial arts, very good at, shooting, or can just physically take care of themselves as good or maybe better than men. But in most cases, it's not like that. The women are physically not as capable as men. So therefore, this is their method that they have available to them to perhaps try to get in a better position. Now, I don't know, is that really a good method? Is there some other way is there some other skill that women can develop to feel totally confident in and of themselves, that is totally developing their own energy? It's not reliant on any coercion or manipulation of other people's energy. Is there something they can develop fully in and of themselves? I think there is, because for me, as I sit here, if I'm aware of my inside world and my outside world, and then there's your outside world, and then your inside world, okay? So then I just become aware of my I am, and I totally let my mind go into the T field, the yin field, the closure of my space-time experience into a point, and then I allow my cognitive suspension, my brainwaves to synchronize, because I'm letting go. I'm letting go of everything. I'm letting go of it. I'm letting go, and my brainwaves are synchronizing the mental space, the space between one thought and the other, or this action, the space between the space of space-time starts to open up. But I'm using a dynamic energy field of consciousness in my whole body mind, because the mind is not here. It's the whole, everything that I perceive, that I'm aware of, all the sensations, everything coming in. And then there's the energy field, the field around that. But if I totally let, from all corners of the universe, everything I follow the yin field, the emptiness, okay, that which is pulling in, that the undoing, the unmanifest, the closure of time. To the point I let go into that, then I'm able to find a way to develop this very pure energy, which is emanating from in myself, and it's not interfering with, it's not interfering with anyone else. I'm enhancing my own kung fu in my own way.